A rebel, a challenger, a risk taker. The one who believes in the power of the underdog. Blazing his own trail, refusing to conform, daring to be great.
No mercy for you guys, man. Let's go together. 1, 2, 3, together.
Doncic. As he loses one into Lively. Washington.
Dancing, prancing, pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Domination by the Mavericks.
Each chapter brings new challenges. We've defied expectations, shattered records, and redefined what it means to play for this city. This time, everything is up for grabs, and we always gonna stand on business.
What's going on, Derek? How are you, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. It's Wednesday. Excited about our show tonight, man. We got a good show tonight, man.
Yes, we do. Got a lot of stuff happened this week. I mean, just kind of under the radar stuff, but it's been some good stuff.
Yeah, it's still so weird to think we still have one college football game left. It blows my mind.
Yep, that's it. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, man?
Hey, Brandon, how are you, man? So we have a special guest tonight. I'm really excited to have him on. So before we bring him on, let's run our main ad tonight, and then we'll get him in here and get talking with him.
What's going on, Ashton?
What's going on, guys?
How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Oh, pretty
Man,
good, man. Appreciate
good,
you
man.
joining us.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all having me.
So let's just start it off, man. Let's I want to ask you a question off the bat. Have you always been at Hooks? Has that always been the school you went to?
Well, pre-K, I started out at Hooks, and then third grade, I moved to Redwater, and then
Okay.
I moved back to Hooks in seventh grade.
Redwater. That was a man.
Oh,
I know that
What's up,
school.
Jim?
I actually played them in football. I went to a really small school.
Yeah, we're East Texas boys too, man. I live in Diana. He he went to Union Hill, but lives in Union Grove now.
Yes, sir.
Yep, Union Grove. So yeah, I remember. I know exactly where that's at. I work in Hooks all the time, and I go to Redwater pretty often too.
You said that's your brother, wasn't it?
That's one. I have four of them. That's one of them.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my God! Wow,
I had
brothers.
two twin brothers and two older brothers.
two twin younger and one older.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome. So, so you didn't really have to experience it. So, what was why did you move at a young age? Was it just like a relocation family wise, or was it anything related to that?
Well, no, it was actually because of sports. Because
Oh,
I just felt like I didn't get enough playing time over there, and I knew Hooks really well because I was there at a young age, and I knew the AD because I grew up with his son. We were neighbors, and they were like a second family to me. So,
Who was in y'all's district this year?
oh well, we got a couple new people, and we subbed out. So we had Dangerfield came in, Hugh Springs came in, and Queen City came in.
Did y'all
And they were-
keep Liberty Ilo in Atlanta?
Well, Liberty Ilo, they weren't in our district in football, but they're in our district in baseball and basketball. And
Oh, okay.
that's
I
crazy.
hate how they do that, man. Like I remember back in the day, like whoever you played in football, you played in basketball, you ran in track, I mean, it was all the same.
See, when you go to a small school, Derek. I mean, I knew you had some experience with Diana, but like our football schedule was nothing like our basketball. Like our basketball schedule was all basketball teams. So like
Yeah,
they like football was like football only. Well, they played basketball, but not in our district. We played in our basketball district was nothing but basketball teams. So like they played from day one. There was always a disadvantage. I don't
That's
know how
how it
we
was.
got in
So
that
we-
district, but
Mount Pleasant Chapel Hill's that way.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What
that's actually
What?
who we lost in basketball last year.
Mount Pleasant, Chapel Hill.
Mount
they-
Pleasant Chapel Hill?
They had a great team.
Yeah, they're good again this year.
I was about to say
They're,
they usually have a pretty good basketball
Yeah,
team.
they're ranked 20th this year. My boss is from Jefferson, and they played last night. And Jefferson is ranked 16th, and Jefferson beat them by 27. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
they're pretty solid. I mean, they've been solid the like past 3 years.
Actually, it's crazy to talk about that. We actually, so when I played, we were 1A, and we actually went to a Hooks tournament, and that was a disaster for us. We got stomped by everybody. And I actually think we played Hooks. We did play Hooks, and they beat us pretty bad. I remember that because when I saw that in our schedule, I was like, why are we in this tournament? Like, we're just the easy game for everybody because we weren't beating nobody. There was like all big schools. That was crazy. But
what type of player would you say that you are? Like what you know, we're talking about here. Let's just kind of pull this up. Obviously, you know, you're a defensive guy.
Oh yes, sir. Straight
What-
deep.
Straight defense. What are you going to bring to a team? I know you said you haven't committed anywhere yet. You're still kind of checking your offers.
Yes, sir.
If you ever want to do a commitment show, let us know. We will gladly throw up a commitment show for you.
Yep.
That'd be awesome to push that out. Actually, we would enjoy that very much.
Yes, sir.
But
Because I have a visit on the 2nd to Hendricks, and I think I'm gonna make my decision after that. So
perfect.
yeah, man, let us know if you want to do like
that's a
little
Sunday,
show.
dude. We can do you can be our Sunday night guest on the 2nd if you want me to. Oh yeah, let us know. But so what are you bringing to these teams?
discipline, hard work, and talent.
I like
What I'm looking here at the at your stats. So are you what position are you? Linebacker, corner, safety?
I've moved all around throughout my years. Like when we played Dangerfield last year in the playoffs, I was playing DB cornerback, and that was tough because they got some dogs at wide receivers down there.
Yeah.
They had Bubba Hampton that was committed to Alabama.
Yep.
And, but this year I played safety a lot this year, and I really like safety. But I would say nickel because I'd go to outside linebacker sometimes.
Miss Kelly Elizabeth said you also bring intelligence to where you're going to be going.
That's my brother's mom.
Oh, okay,
awesome.
okay.
Okay.
Are you? I always ask this question because I'm always curious. So, have you taken visits to these other schools yet?
No, sir, I have not.
You just kind of talk to the coaches.
Yes, sir. I talk to the coaches a lot. They're always texting me. They're always keeping me updated. I'm keeping them updated.
Is there any talk of possible seeing the field as a freshman, or is it going to be like a learning year for you?
See, we don't really talk about that. It's just like I just let them know how week's going, what I'm doing, and all that.
Right, it's understandable.
Are you so are these the only three that really have you been talking to, or is there others? I know these are the three that you mentioned to us, or has there been others?
There's been quite a bit of others, but these are the only ones that offer me so far. But
Okay.
How many have you talked to, you think?
How many? See, I've texted. I've sent my film out to probably.
Oh,
100
okay.
Oh wow.
Wow.
No, some don't respond. I mean, it's football, it's sports.
Yeah.
Some respond, some do. But I would say probably about 20 or 30.
Wow,
Okay.
that's awesome. Have you or have any of them been? I ain't gonna lie, I don't know nothing about these schools. I don't know what division or if the NAIA, but have you had any Division One schools? Have you reached out to any Division Ones at all?
I have, but I mean,
No. Hey,
Shoot your
listen,
shot, man.
Hey, I mean, listen. Listen. I mean, people walk on. I mean, look at Michael Taft from Texas. Walk on, didn't even get a scholarship, and look where he's at. I mean,
Josh.
Yeah,
Josh,
look where
that's
Michael
what I'm
Taft
saying.
is. He's watching the championship game because they didn't win.
my God, here we go. He's just mad because his team didn't make the playoffs. All right, I just brought him up because of he was a walk on. That's why I say that it's not impossible to do. It's just man, you have to try.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. You just kind of go along with what Dustin's saying about you say you send all these out and some don't reach back and some do. So kind of being the social media guy for the podcast, I can't tell you how many emails and text messages and Facebook and Twitter messages that I've sent out. I bet I'm in the 200 or 300 that I've just pumped out. And slowly but surely, I mean, I'm getting a response here or there. And I'm talking like big name. I've got a Baltimore Oriole development coach talking to me, a Boston Red Sox scout. Now, nothing's came of it, really. I mean, we haven't set nothing up, but they've at least responded back. So just keep pumping them out, man. Like it'll be that one day that they're looking for a safety or a corner, and that's the day they're going to look at your video.
Yes, sir. I 100%. Yeah. Every time I see a coach on Twitter, I add them, and if it's a defensive, I'll send my film to them.
Where are these? Where are these schools low? I'm assuming they're all out of state, right?
Well, actually, Hendrix it's in Arkansas.
Okay.
I live with my dad in Texas, and I live with my mom in Arkansas. So I'm really
Okay.
But the Culver Stockton College, that's in Canton, Missouri, and the Capital University, that's in Ohio.
Oh wow.
They're good ways, but
I see that Arkansas flag behind you. So if I had to guess, I think you're leaning one way over the other ones. But I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say nothing.
I mean, it's possible, but I don't know. I love all of them. They all stay in contact with me, so it's really a hard decision.
So
right.
sorry. All right, I'm assuming you're a Razorback fan.
Oh yes, sir, 100%.
So Derek, I'm gonna ask him a question about somebody on that team that I am very fond of, and Derek says he's gonna be a bust. But here we go. I'm gonna throw it out there. What do you think about Landon Jackson over there? You think he's gonna be good in the NFL?
You see, I actually played Pee Wee football with his little brother Lance, because PG didn't have a Pee Wee football team, so he played at Redwater. But they're both super talented, and I don't think he's gonna be a bust. I think he's gonna do pretty good.
Who would you compare him to in the NFL?
Compare him to? Ooh, I haven't thought about this one.
See, I don't think he's not like a. I don't think he's gonna come in like obviously just blazing great. I mean, it's an adjustment, but he has the size and the ability to play. I think he should play as a rookie. I mean, there's going to be a team out there.
Jamarcus Russell.
I mean, Jamarcus Russell, yes, but he was a quarterback. It's a little different. That's a quarterback is a little different. Okay, just a little different. It's crazy because I actually got to coach him because he went to Gilmer in his junior high years, and he was in my nephew's class, and I actually got to coach him in junior. But it was actually 5th and 6th grade. He played offensive line, and I was the offensive line coach, so I got to actually coach him. So I thought that that's pretty cool that he's playing now. But I actually think Lance is going to be better. I don't know. To me, I think he's a little bit more athletic.
Lance is a dog. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think Lance is going to be good at Texas. But
how would you describe your I guess are you a cover corner? Or are you a somebody that'll come up and hit you? Obviously, I see you have the tackles, but just kind of what if I was a defensive coordinator, like sell yourself to me? How would you just sell it?
I'd say, I mean, I love hitting. I love hitting.
You love
people.
the contact.
I love contact. I'm
I
always
like
contact.
Point of contact kind of man. I like that.
So before we hopped on, we were kind of talking some stuff, and I kind of want you to talk about your injury you had. Kind of walk us through that. What happened? The process after. How did that take a mental toll on you? I mean, obviously, you had mentioned you didn't even want to play sports possibly after that. Kind of walk us through what happened and how everything went, and kind of where you are now with that.
So we were playing. It was our second district game. We were playing Prairiland. It was about 3 seconds before halftime, and they did a jet sweep to my side, and I set the edge, and then I rolled out. I spun around, and I was going towards the pile. And the pile just fell all at once. And I probably had about 500 pounds laying on my leg.
God almighty.
It was, I didn't even know I broke it at first. And I tried to get up, and I just saw that it was 90 degrees to the left. And that's.
Oh my God. Wait, you had the 90-degree angle break? Jesus Christ.
It was getting close to there. It was But everyone said they heard it break. They said it sounded like a 22. But I mean, I didn't hear it. I didn't know it happened. And then I tried to get up, and then that's when the pain hit me. And
that shock wore off.
So kind of walk us through, the recovery. I'm assuming obviously the surgery. You definitely had surgery. Kind of walk us through that, and kind of what kind of mental toll it took on you after that, because now you're not playing football. Kind of walk us through that.
Well, I had surgery the day after, and I was in the hospital for a day after that. Then I went home, and I couldn't move around a lot, so I lost a lot of weight, and I was depressed because I couldn't play football, I couldn't do nothing. It took about a week for me to get back to school, and then I once I got back to school, I felt better, but I didn't feel totally good because we were still playing football and I had to watch. I would rather be out there playing.
Oh yeah.
But I thought about not playing football again. I just started putting in the work, and I got to where I am now.
So that was sophomore season, right?
Yes, sir.
So junior season comes around. Are you fully healthy at the beginning of the season?
I'd say I was probably 95% or 90%, but I was also scared. I was 100%.
Yeah,
but we
sure
scrimmaged Atlanta, and I didn't start because they didn't know if I was gonna, like, I'd say not if I was scared, but they were
You were timid. Yeah.
about me because the AD, like I said, I grew up with him, and he's like a second family, and it was just he was worried for me. But we scrimmaged Atlanta at the beginning of the season, and the very first play it was a pile, and I just ran and I hit someone, and I felt way better after that, and I was good to go after that.
I was about to say, I bet that felt good, and then you were like, okay, I can still play this game of football.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not done.
Yeah, a lot.
Did you like while you were out? Did you kind of use that opportunity to kind of dive in the playbook, maybe coach up somebody in your spot, kind of help them fill in for you during that time?
The person that filled in for me, I honestly forgot. I think they were a grade above me.
Okay.
So I mean, I really didn't think about doing that, but I 100% watched film every night. And
yeah. Caleb Field says, "What's up, man?"
What's up, Caleb? That's my boy.
Yeah, that's what he said, my boy.
Wow. I mean,
so one question I do want to ask, I hadn't asked this yet, but what's the 40 time?
I don't know. I'd probably say I'm around a 4.7 right now.
Okay.
But I'm working out every day. I'm
getting faster, getting bigger.
Yes, sir. 100%.
Wow.
I think
I just can't get over the injury, man. Like,
yeah, that's rough.
It was a major setback, but if you put in the work that you're willing to do, and you'll get to where you want to be.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, man. It's like when you do have an injury like that, because you don't have that happen. I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen, but that's one of those injuries that it's almost a freak accident. It's not like you was running and broke it. You were in a pile and 500 pounds lands on you. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? So the fact that you didn't give up, I know you thought about it. You thought about it. You didn't give up, and you continue to work and do things off the field to help you. Not just because you couldn't be on the field is awesome, man. I mean, I commend you for that, because I promise you, if I'd have broke my leg like that, I would have been.
Oh, I'd been done.
Yeah,
I'd have been done.
Because
yeah,
but I mean, obviously, you saw potential in yourself to play at the next level, regardless of where it's at. So, like that, I think that's probably a help to motivate you to get to where you are now.
But everyone was saying, they're like, dude, you got the height to go. You just got to put on some weight. And I was like, maybe I started putting in work. And
how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
6'2". Oh yeah.
I looked at the picture. I can tell.
I was going to say 6'3". I couldn't tell, so my guess was about there. And so I know you also mentioned that you used to play baseball, right?
That was the first love.
That was the first love. So what changed the love from baseball to football?
I like hitting people.
I was gonna say he said he liked hitting.
I like hitting people.
Ain't nothing like hitting people than hitting a ball. It's completely different.
It's a place where you can take your anger out, but you can also have fun while doing it.
Yeah.
I thought you were strict. Have you always been strictly defense? Like you never played offensive side of the ball?
Well, I play offense, yes, sir. I'll go in every now and then, but usually when I go in, it's to block someone.
It's a block, okay.
I'm assuming receiver.
Yes, sir. Sophomore year, I played tight end.
Okay.
It was first game we played Harmony, and I don't think I played tight end again after that, because they had I was probably 6 foot at that time, and they had about 6'4" D ends, and they're
big in Harmony, man. Yeah, for sure.
I was only a sophomore too, and they were whooping me. I got my get back though, so again this year.
So since you play like that defensive side, secondary, who's kind of someone you try to model your game after, you watch a lot of?
I would probably Cooper DeJean from the Eagles.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Yeah, that's
a good. Are you an Eagles fan?
I'm not. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Well,
There
okay,
you
so you're right
go.
there with the
You-
you feel the
you-
pain. You feel
the pain.
Okay. Yep. You're right there with the you feel the
Hey,
pain.
okay. Who should they get as the next head coach? Who should Jerry go get?
I don't know. I didn't really think about the head coach. I was thinking about a quarterback and a running back.
I love it.
I mean, there's
love it.
nothing wrong with that either.
I love that.
Okay,
answer.
so who should they get as who should they move on? Well, they need to move on from Dak. Listen,
They
okay,
must-
here's my. Well, let's go to the running back position because I think that's the position they need to fill. Who would you like to see play running back there, whether it's in the draft or maybe somebody in the league? Like
the Heisman Trophy winner, Ashton Genty.
Kenny or Cam Scatterbo from Arizona State.
I like Scatterboo, man.
he loves Scatterboo.
We love some
Yeah.
Scatterboo. I mean, yeah, they gotta address that. And listen, I'm not sold on getting rid of Dak yet. I want to see him play with another offensive line to make me think he's not good anymore. Because the offensive line is terrible in Dallas. They're not good at all. So if they
They
get
were
a
good 2 years ago and he didn't do anything though.
they were good 2 years ago, and he was okay. I get that. But yeah, they definitely need to address the running back game because it came on at the end of the season, but it didn't start off very hot, and well, they couldn't do nothing running back wise, or running game wise. So if you I was going to ask you who you would if you could go play college for somewhere, but obviously I already know who you're going to pick. You're going to pick the Razorbacks. It's pretty obvious, but
Sure.
during high school, like as you're getting recruited or even before that, did you ever go to a lot of camps or anything like outside, like off season? Did you go to a bunch of camps or was it just strictly reaching out and trying to get your name out there like through social media or whatnot?
I actually have not been to a camp. It-
Wow.
It was just
Okay.
reaching out to coaches, and
And did you do most of that on Twitter? I mean, you.
my head coach, well, my AD, he helps a lot out with that too. He makes our
Awesome.
film for us. He makes the film. He sends it out, and he does a good job with that too.
Did
Okay.
when did your first when did it first start happening for you talking to schools? It doesn't have to be necessarily one of these, but kind of when did that first start for you? And kind of what was your were you like, is this for real? Like what was your kind of reaction to that?
Well, I didn't start sending film out to probably my year. So I texted a lot of coaches. Actually, the Capital University coach, he was at a different school when I texted him. And then he actually,
Okay.
after he moved schools.
Oh wow. Was who was the first school, if you can remember, if it's not any of these?
Cortland said, just waiting on that Razorback offer.
Who was the first school to kind of reach back out to you after you start sending stuff out and you're just like, trying to plug yourself out there? Who was kind of that first team that was like reached out and had interest in you?
It was the Capital University head coach.
It was Capital University. Wow, that's awesome. Where was he at before before he was at Capital?
I can't recall because it was just like a couple weeks before he moved. So I texted him and he responded after he moved because I saw his Twitter account where he got a lot of players to like help him move and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember.
No, man, you're good. I mean, hey, with the other people you've talked to, I wouldn't remember half of it anyways. It sounds like you've talked to a lot of coaches, a lot of people.
For sure.
One other thing I want to ask you is, outside of football, I mean, and it can be football, what's something you're really proud of that you've accomplished, whether it's getting through the injury, continuing to play football, and it can be that, but is there anything outside of football that you're really proud of or something you've really accomplished?
Getting closer to God, 100%.
I love the answer, brother.
That's probably the best answer.
I love the answer, man.
I love that
You got a favorite Bible verse?
Psalms chapter 23, verse 4.
Psalm 23:4. Let me write that down. Let's check it out.
That's awesome, man.
I love it.
I mean I think that's huge for football players. I think it's huge for your mental health as well, especially with what you have going on. I mean, you're going to be moving away. You're not just moving down the road. You're even if you move to Arkansas. I mean, it's not that far, but I mean, it's still moving away. But if you were to go to the Ohio one, now that's a move. So I mean, always having God present and just being there It's good. It's a good thing for people.
You know, we kind of talked about you've got some of your teammates that are getting offers from kind of the same school.
Yes.
Are y'all talking about that internally? Like, or is that something?
We talked about because we all, my friend Jam, he got his. Jam and Don Travius got theirs yesterday, and me and RK had ours before. But when Jam got his yesterday, then Don Travius texted me. We were talking at school today, and we're talking about it, and it's definitely in our brains that we
Now,
could.
what schools did they get? Did they get Hendricks as well?
No, sir. Don Travius has Kansas West Lawn. They've texted me.
I just meant of the three that we got up here.
It's only Culver Stockton. That's the only one.
It's Culver Stockton. Okay. I
Okay.
didn't remember which one it was.
Yes, sir.
So all 4 of y'all got an offer from that one school.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And that's the Missouri, right?
Yes, sir. Canton, Missouri.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That would be like. Obviously, y'all got to make the best choice for yourself. But if that was the best choice, that would be sweet. Like knowing you have 3 friends going to the same school.
And I'm sure it would be sweet for y'all's parents as well to know that y'all are up there with other people. You know, you're not all 5 hours from them with nobody up there.
Yes, sir. It would be a blessing. It would.
So you said that you were going to visit Hendricks soon, right? The second.
Yes, sir.
So and you haven't visited any schools, right?
No, sir. They've sent me virtual tours of like the campus,
Cool.
all this stuff. But this will be my first visit is to Hendricks.
Where's Hendricks at?
Arkansas.
Conway.
Yes, sir. It's
how
like
far, how far is that?
It's probably about 40 minutes.
Oh wow.
Oh, so it's not that bad at all.
No, sir.
Oh, okay. I will say that's a little trek for me and Dustin to watch a game.
Hey, listen, man. Listen,
That's about a 2-hour ride. We'll make it.
We tell this to everybody. We've told this to everybody that's came on. We know you got family and friends. They can have the season tickets. We just want the championship tickets. That's it.
Sir.
Sure. Offside Sports said he'll be there. Yeah, we'll bring a photographer, man. We'll bring our own photographer, and he can hook you up. I met him last night at the Diana game, man. It was super cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, talking with him, and so yeah, if we come watch you, dude, we can bring a photographer and get you some shots.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Now, did you Diana?
What's that?
Did you say New Diana?
Yes, New Diana.
Did y'all keep up with them in football this year?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I didn't.
They were actually pretty good this year.
They were pretty well. I don't want to go down that road, but I support the Diana girls athletics because my daughter plays. And just so you know, my wife's laughing at that comment because she knows that I don't. But the offsides guy said he went to every home game because he lives here as well, and he took all the pictures. You can actually check him out on Facebook if you want to check out his photos, man. At Offside Sports Photography. I'll put a plug in there for that.
Yes, sir.
But man, is there anything that we've missed that maybe you want to tell us about yourself?
If you got a dream, just chase it, and don't let you can't.
I love that.
You never know, right?
100%. You never know. I never thought I'd be here with offers. I honestly didn't, but God's a blessing. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I go ahead.
He'll always have a plan for you.
That's right. He does.
Wow.
I always kind of end the show with 2 questions, and since it used to be who was going to win the Heisman, but everybody got that wrong. So, I've transformed my question. First question: who's winning the Natty Monday night? Ohio State.
Yes, sir.
Okay, going with Ohio State. What do you like about Ohio State?
Wide receiver Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith.
Hey. There's only been one team that sort of actually shut him down. That's all I'm going to say.
They had 3 people on him, so they didn't have no
I mean, hey, 3 people's 3 people. Hey, hey.
I think that Texas game plan against him, and
And
that
it hurt him.
it hurt him.
That's
I
right.
agree. I don't disagree with that. I completely agree with that.
And I think Ohio State didn't use him because they knew they were going to game plan on him.
And the receiver Tate was their main player. And I mean the receiver, and I mean they didn't game plan for him. So,
And my second question: who's winning the Super Bowl? You can't say the Cowboys either. Next year though. Next year.
I'm gonna say probably the Ravens.
ooh.
I like it. You think they beat the Bills this week?
Sir,
You think they're gonna beat the Bills this week?
I think so.
Wow. Okay.
I like that.
I do like that. That's interesting. I mean, man,
I don't see it, but
listen. This is what worries me about the Ravens is the inconsistency.
Yeah.
Right now, listen, we're in the playoffs, so it's a little different. But during the regular season, every year they have just inconsistent moments where you see like a Super Bowl team and then you see like a subpar team. If we get the consistent team during the playoffs, I think they can beat anybody.
They can.
But the thing this year they haven't had it. They've had, but it hasn't been as dominant as the running game. The running game is completely different for them. It's never been like it has now. I think that's a big factor for them. The defense is going to be the defense. And how's Lamar going to play? If he tries to do everything, that's when they start to lose. He can't play hero ball because he has too many weapons to play hero ball. He's got to be Lamar and just be Lamar. Don't be the superhero. And I think they can beat anybody. I mean, that's just me personally because I think they're that good. They're just inconsistent, and that's what worries me about them.
Yeah.
But I like their team. They have a good team.
They do.
And is Zay Flowers? He didn't play last game. If
he wasn't healthy. Yeah.
I mean, is he playing this weekend? I mean, that's a big thing for them. So, I mean, he's another weapon that, if he plays, I mean, they have a really good chance. I mean, the Bills are good. Don't get me wrong, but that's interesting. We'll see what happens this weekend. So,
I will be watching that game. So.
Yeah.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming on, man. Taking some time out of your evening and hang out with us and talk with us and kind of tell us your story. And we're going to keep up with you. And like we said, if when you decide where you're going, if you'd like to come on here and announce it, I mean, you can announce it any time. If you don't come on here and announce it with us, we'd appreciate it and we'd like that. Just let Derek know, and we'll have you back on, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Good luck, brother.
Good luck to y'all.
Awesome
kid.
kid, man.
Good kid.
Another great kid.
I hope he goes to Hendricks, dude. I'd make that 2-hour trip.
I wanted to add.
He's going to Hendricks. He's an Arkansas fan. He's going to Hendricks.
And he's going to take the visit.
Yeah.
In person,
In person. He's committing Sunday. The second.
You think he's going to commit?
He's committing on spot.
Ooh. Let's take a swing at this. If it isn't Hendricks, who are you saying he's going with out of the other two? If it's not Hendricks,
wherever his buddies are. I think they all go. Yeah.
So it could be the Missouri school, the Colbert. I can't remember what.
Colbert.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, and I have no idea who the other kids are. His GPA is 3.6.
Wow. I mean, so he's not just an athletic guy. He's a student athlete. Exactly.
And I'll be honest with you, man. Being an A&M fan, and if I knew that 5 of my buddies that played on my football team were getting a scholarship to, say, UNT or Texas State, and I got a scholarship to A&M, that's tough because while, I'd love to go to A&M, but to go to college with guys you grew up with and to play football with guys you played with Pee-wee all the way up, that's a tough draw.
Yeah, continuing to have like that brotherhood kind of go with you a little bit, take a part of it with you. I mean, you can't beat that. Not in football.
Yeah, exactly. And that's,
I mean, any sport, but football, it's just different.
But I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd probably be like, screw y'all. I'm going D1. I'm going A&M.
Well, man. So before we listen, we haven't done this segment in a while. Jim's been busy, but we are bringing the Jim's Bulldogs beatdown back tonight,
and I am happy about it.
I am excited. So before we get into that, let's run our next ad for the evening, and we're going to get into that. I'm excited. Jim's back. I know he was here earlier. I saw the comments. So Jim, I hope you're doing well. And let's play this ad and get into his Bulldog beatdowns.
Comanche Tees is located in Longview, Texas. They are owned by Naomi Simmons. They specialize in making all kinds of custom apparel and hats for any occasion. You can scan the QR code on the screen to go to her Facebook, give her a call at 903-985-9120, or even email her at comanchetees24@gmail.com.
All right. And without further ado, here is Jim's Bulldog beatdowns.
Tired Sports, what's up, baby? Hey, look here. Bulldog Beatdowns is back. Had a little bit of hiccup in the giddy up, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we're going to get on down to this natty. We got the Fighting Irish. We got the Ohio State Bucknuts, son. I got Ohio State 31, the Irish 24. And there you go, baby. Tired Sports, you know how we do. And that's the game. Let's go. Dogs.
The Bucknuts, baby. The Bucknuts. I love it.
I don't know how we're going to incorporate this into the next sports, but we've got to figure something out.
Oh, we'll do something.
I cannot miss that anymore. That is the best part of Wednesday night is when he does that. And then he called them the Bucknuts. That's just hilarious.
We'll
Jim,
figure something out.
Jim, thank you for doing that, of course, as always. And guys, we're not going to talk about the game a lot, or really much at all, because we want to do it Sunday before. I know we usually do a preview on Wednesdays, but special occasion, they play Sunday, or Monday, so we're going to wait till Sunday to do that. But Jim, I'm just going to say this. I don't know who I'm picking yet. I'm just going to say I don't know who I'm picking. I don't know what to do yet. I feel like it's a trap for some reason. But Ohio State's a good team. So
I'll tell you this. I'll give you a little preview. 38-20.
Okay, so you're giving us a score.
I'm going to give you
I
a
like
score.
it. I like it. All right, so let's get to some breaking news in college. So Tom Allen's leaving Penn State.
I cannot believe that.
Who do they bring in now? Like, that's big for them. I mean, he's going to now. That's great for Clemson.
They've got an offense now, a defensive coordinator.
Who can Penn State bring in to just match what he was doing on the defensive side of the ball there for them? It's rough, man, because that's a hard person to replace. He really is, man. That defense has been good for a long time, and now it's potential whole new scheme. No, it could be a whole new defensive coaching staff. Who knows what they do? Who do they bring in, man? Who's a possible candidate? I mean, you got to think of it's got to be a big name. It ain't gonna be no slouch. It's gonna be a big name coach because of this Penn State we're talking about. We're not talking about Lamar.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. With the picture that's on the right side of this screen, I don't think it matters.
Okay.
I don't think they need a Brett Venables or a big now they'll attract somebody that it'll be somebody that's a really solid defensive coordinator, really good because they're going to pay them. But Allen, Singleton, and the quarterback are all coming back.
Mm-hmm.
This offense is going to be electric. And I don't think they're going to be able to outscore anybody that they play. Probably barring Ohio State, depending on quarterback situation in Ohio.
Mhm.
But I honestly don't know. To be completely honest with you, I didn't even see that he left until about 20 minutes ago. 20 minutes before we went live. So yeah, who
Yeah,
are you
with
thinking?
well, with Katron Allen and Nick Singleton and Aller coming back, the offense isn't going to miss a beat. What I would, if to kind of talk about it, what I would like to see Penn State do is make sure they keep a good receiving core because the quarter Aller's going to get better. The running game is going to be what it's going to be. The offensive line is still going to be great. Okay, I have a team. I have a coach. I don't know his name, and this is crazy for me to say this. But I would not be surprised if Penn State doesn't reach out to the Texas Longhorn defensive coordinator. And I mean that. I'm saying reach out. I'm not saying even have a sit down. I'm talking just reach out. Possibly, again, I know that this is building. I'm thinking of good defenses that maybe they're willing to part ways depending on the situation. Like, maybe even South Carolina's defensive coordinator. Georgia's defensive coordinator ain't going nowhere.
I'll tell you what they should do, and I'll just be honest. I think you go in-house with this.
So promote within.
Promote within. Maybe the assistant. I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head. Pondexter or Pond. Let me see. Anthony Pondexter is his name. He's the safeties coach and the co-defensive coordinator. You could get him. Maybe like the linebackers coach or something in that range. Promote within and put it on a 1-year deal.
Okay, so here's some. Okay, so that was the first one. I'm reading the list here of. They're saying Anthony Pondexter. He's the co-defensive coordinator. So there wouldn't be a lot of change. You just have to replace him.
Yeah.
Another name on here is Jim Knowles, defensive coordinator at Ohio State. Potential. Dayton Lynn, defense coordinator at USC. I would not do that because he's obviously that defense is terrible. That'd be a stupid hire for them. For Penn State is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame defensive coordinator Al Golden.
He ain't going nowhere.
Joe, don't even know how to pronounce his last name. From UMass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is, but and then Dan Connor. Well, hold on. No. So those were the coaches I'm seeing on this list here that are potential replacements. I'm with you to not change up a lot, to keep it to where you're not having to do a new scheme, a new everything. They should go with Anthony Pondexter, my opinion.
I think that's the only sensible thing because you recruited these kids who I'm assuming are going to be probably 4 or 5 high 3-star kids.
Mm-hmm.
Under this guy, and he was on a scale of 1 to 10. He was a 10. Your co-defensive coordinator has to be a 9, right?
8 or 9. 8 or 9.
They have to be right there together. And so if you promote that, you keep the same scheme. You keep the same, and like I said, figure out whatever he's got left in his contract. If Pondexter is still on a 2-year deal, leave him on the 2-year deal. Give him the pay raise and let him become the defensive coordinator, and go with it. And worst case scenario, if you bomb out and you don't like him, Franklin, if they don't win next year, Franklin's probably gone. So clean house, clean. A new coach will bring in a whole new staff anyway.
The only thing that on the defense side of the ball they're going to be missing that I can think of is Abdul Carter. That's going to be a huge miss.
The D lineman, yeah.
So, he's going to the NFL draft. So, I mean, I agree. I think they should give this guy a shot, see what he can do, and then if it doesn't work out, then you just clean house. So on to the next. Kind of big news. we had been talking about this, but Quinn did declare for the draft today. Personally, I don't agree with him doing that because I feel like he can still grow in some ways. I thought he would come back to play somewhere. And I threw this other one up here because this other part of the slide here is because everyone's been talking about how bad he's been, and good thing he's leaving. It didn't matter if he was leaving for the NFL or not. He wasn't going to be the quarterback next year. He knew that. His numbers are not bad, right? I'm not saying they're fantastic. He's top 4 in Texas in wins. He's top 4 in passing yards. I mean, so listen, Quinn Ewers was a great quarterback. I'm glad he was here. He kind of revamped the Texas organization. They were 5-7 before he came, and he took them to the playoffs twice. I mean, so hope it works out for him because I mean he's a Longhorn. I always want Longhorns to succeed. I do wish he would have played another year just to see him grow a little bit more and see what he could do maybe in a healthy season because for the last 2 seasons he hasn't really been healthy.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
Do you think he got some inside information?
I mean, in all honesty, I think he did. But I think he will probably get drafted. I'm gonna say 3rd or 4th round. If I
was thinking 3rd or 4th round as well. Where could you see him going? Where would you see a good fit? I've got one in mind.
Well, God forbid he goes to anywhere that would make him unsuccessful. Okay, I have a team. Not that they're. I mean, he ain't gonna play as a rookie. We know that. I mean, he'll see preseason, but that's it. As crazy as this sounds, I could see him because there's no loss for this team, and they don't really know the future of what they have at quarterback. I have a team in mind, and I'm gonna say Jacksonville.
I was thinking the Saints.
Okay, that's not a bad one either because like Saints are going to be needing a quarterback in the near future. And the reason I picked Jacksonville is because they're about to get a new coach. We don't really know what's going on with Trevor Lawrence. Like, is he at his ceiling? Like, I'm not saying Quinn's better than him, but I'm just saying like they don't really have a backup. Like it wouldn't be a super loss. Maybe you could even get him in the later round, maybe even outside of the 3rd or the 4th. I'm trying to find somewhere where he could learn and grow.
That's why I said the Saints because I think Carr would teach him. I think Carr. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the Saints would not be a bad option, but
maybe the Steelers.
The Steelers wouldn't be bad. I mean, because Steelers. You don't want them going. Please, God forbid, don't get him to the Jets or the Browns. It ruins every quarterback. That would just ruin him. I'm not saying it would happen, but if it does, oh God, that's just terrible. But I mean, listen.
Yeah,
hopefully,
that's a good point, Nolan. Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it is. Yeah, I mean I completely agree with that. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. I mean, I love Quinn. Like I said, I think he revamped the Texas way in a way. But I will say another plug that I found out today, that Michael Taft is coming back. He's not declaring for the draft.
Wow, that's huge for Texas.
He is coming back for his last season. So that is massive for Texas on the defense side of the ball. I thought he might declare.
Touching on something Nolan just said, literally me and my boss were talking about this today. If you're really good, I mean, like Arch Manning, there's no telling what. Just say Arch is making $3 million a year, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Play for 4 years, make you $12 million, invest it because you're going to school for free, you're living on campus for free. Everything you do in the city of Austin is free. Okay, invest that $12 million, become a coach. And go coach at wherever, at South Lake Carroll, at Forney, wherever. Go coach and live off your investment. You never have to go to the NFL. and you would be loaded.
No, you don't have to.
Because of the way the college is now.
Yep, I agree. I mean, it's not a bad. Excuse me, it's not a bad move. And I think I had one more, dude.
This
Do you
guy
know
here.
Listen, let me explain something I read today with this kid.
This is a Texas Longhorn for sure. I guarantee it.
He is. He was the one that left in the middle of the season. Jonte Cook transferred to Washington. Doesn't even play on the field. And what I read today is they're saying that he's leaving. I've been told, or I haven't been told. I have read multiple sources. I've read he was kicked out of Texas. He did not leave, and he's now been kicked out of Washington.
Kicked out of Washington.
So everyone was talking bad about, Quinn was the problem. No, it seems like this kid has a problem, whatever that problem might be.
He will end up JUCO, D3, something like that, because he definitely obviously has D1 talent. Went to Texas, went to Washington, but he will be one of the ones that gets swept under the rug because of his attitude and maybe thinking, I don't know what the attitude is.
I don't know what it is either, but I mean, I hope he gets it together because a D1 talent shouldn't be playing that low, and he's going to end up being there because people are going to hear what he's done, and they're not going to want him. And somebody will take a chance on him. I don't know who, because he probably has the talent. He's got to get his act together because I hear he's really good. I heard he was he went to school in DFW somewhere. I don't know where.
Mm-hmm.
He has potential, but he's got to get his act together because how do you get kicked off of a team and you haven't even played a game for him yet?
Yeah.
Kind of crazy, but.
So before we jump off of the college thing.
Oh yeah.
I've got a couple little plugs I need to do in here. I'm going to give you some records of coaches.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me which coach you would take. So this coach has coached for 8 years. He's coached 105 games. He's 81-24.
Okay.
He is 3-4 in bowl games.
Okay.
All right. This other coach has coached for 11 years. Now I'm saying, when I say coach, I'm talking strictly head coach. Just strictly head coach. In 11 years, he's 84-52, and he is 4-5 in bowl games.
Okay.
Which one would you take? The first one or the second one? Because me and Josh had this conversation one day, and I want to see which one you would take, and then I'm going to tell you why we had this conversation.
I'm going to probably pick the second guy.
Why is that?
Well, I feel like the records are pretty similar, but I feel like he just has maybe a little more experience. But I mean, that's all I know is records and tenure.
Mm-hmm.
I would say for that reason, just experience, head coaching. I mean, it's only 3 more years, but I mean, 3 more years is 3 more years.
But even though you're only at 3 more wins in those 3 years?
I mean, yeah, that's a factor too. I mean, he's only won 3. I don't know. I'm just going to stick with the second one because I want to find out who they are because you're going to probably blow my mind.
What would you consider these guys with those records big-time college coaches? Like what?
In 3 years? I mean, or 11 or 8 years and in 11 years. I mean, I'm not going to say big time. No. Hold on. Let me do a little.
I'm going to blow your mind, but I'm telling you who these are. The first guy has done absolutely nothing to get the recognition that he has. Okay? The first guy is Lincoln Riley.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Lincoln Riley. Okay.
Who's the second guy?
Steve Sarkisian.
Oh, okay.
Steve Sarkisian has 3 more wins in 3 more seasons than Lincoln Riley does.
Wow.
Okay. What have they done? Now, I understand Sarkisian went to the the playoffs last year, and
Yeah.
he went to the playoffs this year, and yeah, I understand that. But there was a stretch for Steve Sarkisian. He has not won 10 games until the last 2 years at Texas. His whole career.
Well, I'll say this: they both coached at USC. I know that.
They both coached at USC. Okay, now Lincoln Riley. I'm gonna break down his stuff real quick. Starting in 2017, that was his first head coaching job at Oklahoma. He won 12 games, then 12 games, then 12 games, then 9 games, then 10 games. Went to USC, won 11, 8, then 7 this past year. Okay? This is what blew my mind on this. Steve Sarkisian. 5 games, 7 games, 7 games, 7 games, 8 games, 9 games, 3 games at USC in 2015. He went 3-2 before he ended up taking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
5 games his first year at Texas, 8 years his second year at Texas, and then 12 and 13. That is not big time. No, it was not Lane Kiffin. That was a good guess though, because when I saw the stats, I thought Lane Kiffin as well, but that was not it.
Well, so
I say that to say this. Okay, I seen a post today of a sleeper for the Dallas Cowboys job.
Oh, I already know you're talking about Steve Sarkisian.
Steve Sarkisian. And you're going to love this because this is how I'm going to tie it back to the college football and to your Longhorns. Did you see the replacement, the 2 choices for replacement for the Longhorns if Sarkisian leaves?
Oh, God, no. And that makes me really nervous because I don't want him to leave.
Lincoln Riley was one of them.
Oh, my God. No, please don't do that.
Okay. The second one was Nick Saban.
Now, hey, listen.
Listen. I know.
Listen.
I love that. Pickup.
Now, listen.
Would I rather it be Lincoln Riley? Absolutely. I hope y'all get Lincoln
yes,
Riley.
You
I hope
would
y'all pay him
love...
$90 million a year to come play. I hope that's all y'all's NIL funds go to Lincoln Riley and his.
Listen, I don't know. I think Sarkisian, if he has any brain cells, there's no way you take that job. It ruins his career.
But
I want to throw
that's
something
my
at you.
point. Like, what has he done to garner the? Oh, this guy here is a great coach. This guy, he has 2 10-win seasons in 11 years, and most of them he didn't even win over 5.
I agree. His past has not been great. I think it's what he's doing now. But here's the thing: is there's always a downfall at every school, right? So the question is, I mean, his first year at Texas, he was 5-7, right? 5-7. Obviously taking over, he hadn't coached, head coach wise. Obviously,
who had?
I'm talking about before the 5-7. I think he was just a coordinator, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He hadn't been a head coach in a while. I'm not saying he wasn't coaching. He just wasn't a head coach. My opinion is, if I'm Steve Sarkisian, I'm not leaving. Texas is going to have another squad. You're getting a mess in Dallas. Now, granted, you'll get more money, whatever, but you're not going to be the head coach. We all know that. It's still legit. Now, listen, if he does leave, and Nick Saban does decide to come back, that would be massive for Texas because he's going to get a hell of a squad year one. They're not going to suck. But from a coaching standpoint, Dallas is a stick within what they've talked about outside of that because I don't know. I think that's a bad move. I just personally do. Not because I want him to stay in Texas. I just don't think it's a good move. I agree. He hasn't proven enough to move on to the ranks. Same thing with Deion. The only reason Deion's getting a call because of who he is and the ties to Jerry.
I seen a post the other day about Deion, and I think it's absolutely spot on. Somebody was talking about Deion to Dallas and revamping the organization and blah, 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 blah. the main comment that I saw that had the most likes was, let's let Dion win a bowl game first, and then let's talk about going to the Cowboys and saving the franchise. And I was like, that's amazing. That is a spot on.
I saw something today I think is very interesting when it comes to the Cowboys, and it's our team, and that's why I watched the video. All right, so I'm going to go back. I'm going back to Wade Phillips. That's how far I'm going back. After Wade Phillips got fired from the Cowboys, where did he go coach at next?
Houston.
Was he the
Wasn't
head
it?
coach?
Yeah, no, defensive coordinator maybe under Bill O'Brien.
Okay, that's my point. He ain't been a head coach since after Jason Garrett got fired. Where did he go?
Giant offensive coordinator.
What a head coach. Where's he at now? He's in the booth. Mike McCarthy. He might get another job. This commentator was what he was getting at was when you're a head coach at Dallas, you go there to die as a head coach. You're not a head coach again.
Wow, Jimmy Johnson to the booth.
That's what I'm saying. When you leave
Wow.
the Cowboys, you die. That's the point I'm making.
Wow,
you die.
That's an amazing point, man.
You die.
Real quick, we'll get right back. We'll get right back on the Cowboys. I meant to plug one more thing. So, did you see the Ed Reed news today?
Yes, he's going to coach at a high school. If I'm right, offensive coordinator.
Explain that to me. Explain to me how a top 2 safety of all time is going to coach offense. But Dallas might as well hire Peyton Manning as a defensive coordinator. That's what that's like. Like, why would you bring him in to coach your defense? He knows defense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know the reason behind it. I mean, it's not
that was a weird hire to me.
A weird hire. I'm not gonna say it's a bad hire, but a weird hire, yes, because he's a defensive-minded coach. But at the same time,
that's right. Nolan, he sure did. I forgot about that.
Johnson did, but I mean, I don't know if was he the head coach. If he wasn't the head coach, it just proves my point. He just died.
Oh, he was. Jimmy was head. There's no way.
Head?
Oh yeah, there's no way. There's no way he wouldn't have.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know why they hired him as that. That's really interesting, but there must be something behind it. Maybe it's the opportunity to become head coach. That was like the only open position. They weren't going to fire the defensive coach. I mean, I don't know. There's no telling, but I guarantee there's something else behind it besides, hey, if it doesn't work out with this head coach, maybe you have the opportunity to be the next head coach. Maybe that's what that's about. But it's a weird hire for the offense for sure. I don't know. Maybe I mean, he knows football. Football is football in a sense. But I mean, again, he is a heck of a defensive player. Was a heck of a defensive player. So maybe there's something behind it more than what we're looking into.
What we're seeing, maybe.
So there's a little bit of NFL news we're going to run over before we get into the games for this weekend. Let's run another ad real quick, and then we'll hop right into that. All right, obviously Cowboys. Mike McCarthy's out, and then this receiver, man.
I love it. I'm gonna be.
He went from Carolina to Baltimore. Well, he was a receiver at Carolina this year. He went to Baltimore.
You're talking about this year. You know, he started in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he started at Pittsburgh. Then he went to the Carolina. Then this year alone, he went from Carolina, Baltimore, to the Texans, back to Baltimore. I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know what's up with this dude. I don't know why he's not working out anywhere. But he's back in Baltimore. I don't know.
Are you sure?
He went back to Baltimore.
Did they sign him today?
Yes.
Oh.
They claimed him off waivers again.
He is a diva. He was a diva in Pittsburgh. I absolutely love the fact that you said, see ya. I wish more professional sports teams would do this because we're getting to the point now where we're letting NBA, they want to sit out, they sit out. NFL, they want to throw a fit or threaten to hold out. And this is something that I said on a post I read. And I feel the same way, just so I don't get attacked on the backside of this comment. I feel the same way with the Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning trade on draft day, where Eli's dad was like, oh, he's not going to San Diego. Deion came out and said, oh, my son will not go to Cleveland. I won't let my son be the quarterback in Cleveland. If I was the Cleveland Browns, we're already a crap franchise. We're already set back 57 years. I'm drafting Deion's son. I'm drafting Shador, and I'm keeping his draft rights. So you want to sit out? You sit out. I don't care if you sit out for all 5 years. Guess what? I still have your draft rights. You just sit out for 5 years. You don't tell me who to draft and who not to draft. Like I'm not. Yeah. I would not be a good owner. I'll tell you because people they don't want to play or I'm going to hold out. Man, just go. Just go. I'm done, Jack. Give me a 5th round pick. And that's one thing I wouldn't do as well. These teams that let players just walk, get something. Tom Brady was a 7th or 6th round pick. Get a 6th round pick and hope that you strike gold. That's all you can do. But man, that is. And as far as this other picture, I'm so glad Mike McCarthy and the Waffle House thing is gone. I get so sick of looking at him and that. He screwed us. I mean, he screwed us winning games at the end of the year. Had no business winning. For real. I just no business winning games.
I mean, I'm not surprised by this. I mean, obviously we knew he was going to get let go, or we thought he should have gotten let go. But listen, Jerry Jones, if you were just listening, please just take your time. You don't have to do this today. You don't have to do it tomorrow. You don't have to do it next month. Just find the right fit for the team. Like, let somebody come in and be the head coach, please. Don't go get Steve Sarkisian. It doesn't do you no good. You're going to be worse than you were this year. Go get someone that is worthy of becoming a head coach, whether it's a new and upcoming coordinator, whether it's a past. Go get somebody that Dallas can win with. Because
who is your top 3 choices? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I added somebody as my second choice. Okay,
I have 3 that I would like to see here. Like seriously, 3. I have Ben Johnson. I have I can't think of his name. I think his name is Brian Flores.
Yep.
And this is kind of probably not going to happen, but I want it to happen because I think it could work out well. At least on the offense side of things. I actually like Cliff Kingsbury. Those are kind of my 3 that I would like to see personally to come to Dallas.
For me, number 3 for me would be number 1 for me would be Ben Johnson.
Yep, same.
I think Ben Johnson is a phenomenal offensive coordinator. I think he's a great coach. I think he's a good person. Number 2 for me would be Mike Tomlin, but only if Jerry removed himself from the situation. Let Mike Tomlin be Mike Tomlin. Let Mike Tomlin grow the culture, build the culture, do that.
That's the only reason I didn't put him in there is because Jerry has too much pride to do that. That's the only reason I didn't put him in there.
And I'm going to tell you an up-and-coming coach from the college rank that I would absolutely love.
I already know who you're going to say.
Who?
Marcus Freeman.
Marcus Freeman from the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I love that guy, man. The more that I watch video on him and I listen to his interviews and just listening to him talk about how he built the program and how everybody's bought in, man, that guy is amazing. And I would absolutely love to steal him away from Notre Dame.
That would be one coach I wouldn't mind coming from the ranks of college to come here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, unless they could pull Belichick away, which they can't do. That'd be the only other one.
Belichick would not fit in Dallas.
He wouldn't fit in Dallas. I mean, him and Jerry would not.
Nolan.
appreciate you for hopping in and hanging out with us for a bit, man, and interacting. We appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I know it wouldn't work, but it's just, yeah. But those are great. Actually, Marcus Freeman, he'd be like one of the only ones I would want to come from the college ranks over because I actually like him as a person.
Yeah.
As a coach. So, well, man, let's hop into these games. Let's run our last ad, and then let's hop into the. Actually, I want to talk about the game from Monday, and let's talk about the games this weekend.
One of the many things that we offer is a fence repair. And today we're out here in Longview, Texas. We are going to be replacing a rotten 4x4 post. Fence restored and standing tall. You can reach us at 903-619-6343.
All right. So listen, we called this game. The Rams did their thing. I wanted the Rams to win. Sorry, Josh. I know that hurts your heart because it's Minnesota, but I told y'all the Rams were. I knew the Rams were going to win this game. They're hot. They were winning at the right time, and it just felt right. I don't know what went wrong here for Minnesota. I did not watch the game, but I mean, how did they score 9 points? I'm a little confused here. Was there a safety involved? Did you watch the game?
Yeah,
okay, so there was a safety.
There was safety.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Minnesota's got to figure it out because now they got to figure out. I've been seeing a lot of controversy with JJ McCarthy about the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Some crazy stuff. People think that he will be moved in the draft.
What I've seen as well is people value JJ McCarthy over anybody coming in the draft not named Cam Ward.
Yep.
That's what I've been seeing. I hate that. I hate that for Justin Jefferson because he's going to be stuck with Sam Darnold if they move him. In which Sam Darnold played great this year at times.
Yeah. He had
I mean,
good year.
And I hate that for Justin Jefferson. I mean, JJ, because he's going to end up with the Jets, or he's going to end up. Let me rephrase that. I see something today that he could end up in Pittsburgh.
Yep,
that would be a good one. I would love to see him at Seattle, maybe. There's options for him, just depending on who's willing to pay for it. That's going to be the question. But I am. You called it a month and a half ago on the Rams.
Yep.
I believe they were one game under 500 when you called it.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to you for that. They looked really good. Matthew Stafford looks good. I'm kind of going to jump ahead a little bit. I'm going to take the Rams over the Eagles this weekend.
Yes, let's go.
I'm taking the Rams over the Eagles.
Sorry, Sean and Scott.
Yeah, sorry about that, fellas. I've got the Rams low scoring.
Yes.
17-10. Because it's supposed to be like 2 foot of snow, coldest it's been all year. I've got it. I've got a low scoring game. Stafford does just enough to get it done over Hurts. I think Hurts and Brown have a problem. I think Brown's gone this offseason.
Did you see him reading that book on the sideline?
Yeah. Somebody said it was a self-help book on how not to choke your quarterback. I don't know. Yeah, that's what somebody said. Obviously it was a joke, but still pretty funny. But yeah, I was just gonna plug that game. I do have the
Yeah,
Rams.
yeah. I have the Rams winning too. I'm staying on the Rams train right now. I do think it'll be long scoring as well. Um, yeah, I mean, I have the Rams winning that. What do you think about Detroit, Washington? Is there a potential upset here, or is this going to kind of be a
Not yet,
blow? Not yet. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it too.
but not a
yet.
blowout either. I have 38-30.
Oh, so a closer game than what Nico Moscow.
I have a high scoring game because I think Jaden Daniels is amazing.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
I mean, he is a really good. I still think they're a piece away. I thought the Marshawn Lattimore trade really elevated them on defense because that did give them that one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit just has too many weapons.
Yeah, I agree.
They're everywhere. Defense is playing as banged up as the defense is. They're playing really well.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I want to see a Matthew Stafford Detroit Lion reunion in that NFC Championship game.
Yeah,
I'm going. Hey, I want to put this out there. The most. How do I put this? The most lopsided yet fairest trade in the NFL history.
I agree.
The Rams got Matthew Stafford. The Lions ended up getting Goff, who's playing really well. They got Jamar Gibbs They got 4 starters that they drafted out of the trade that are high level. And the Stafford won a Super Bowl in the first year. Got them back in the so the most lopsided yet the most even trade in the history of NFL.
I agree. I have the Lions winning that too. I think the Lions will win and move on and play the Rams. What do you think about the let's go Houston, Kansas City? I do not think this is going to be well, man, we said the same thing last week.
27-20. Houston.
Yeah, Houston. Okay. Well, I got to go Chiefs. You already know how I feel about the Chiefs in the playoffs. They're just to me, I still think they're going to be a different animal. But I don't know. I'm not counting Houston completely out, it's going to be a blowout because Houston did something last week that I did not think they were going to do.
Mixon's back. Joe Mixon's back.
And again, this team's coming off a bye, so we'll see.
2 week bye.
Yeah, same thing for the Lions. The Lions better not come out slouching because Washington. But I'm gonna go Kansas City in this one. I'm gonna go 20. I'm gonna go 20. I'm gonna go 28-17. I mean, I'm not saying the score might look a little lopsided, but I think it'll be a pretty close game. I think Kansas would score at the couple minutes left to kind of ice it. Yeah, but nothing crazy there. Listen, this Baltimore and Buffalo game, I think this, in my opinion, might be the best game this weekend.
For sure.
And based off of, I think I'm going to go with Ashton on this. I think I'm going to pick the Ravens to finally win a game in the playoffs that matters. I think I'm going Ravens in this one.
Not so fast, my friend.
I'm going Ravens. Not crazy high, but I'm going to go 28-21. Nothing crazy is going to happen. It's just going to be touchdowns, but I'm going Ravens in this one.
20-17 Buffalo.
Okay, so you got a close game. Game.
It's in Buffalo, in Orchard Park. It's going to be rowdy. It's going to be. Man, I love Buffalo Stadium. If you look at it, it's almost college-like because the fans are so close to the field. I get a college vibe from it. I think they're not going to say this. I think the winner of this game, the quarterback will win the MVP.
Okay.
Now, you're not supposed to have playoff things to dictate all that. I think the winner of this game wins the MVP. That's what I got. I got Detroit, the Rams, Buffalo, and Houston. Making it.
We'll see what happens this weekend, man. It's gonna be fun and exciting. I'm gonna try to catch some of these games. I'm ready for this. It's gonna be awesome, man. We got an awesome weekend in football. And then Monday, obviously, we'll have a show Sunday. Then Monday we have the Natty. And then And Sunday we have another guest. I mean, we are back on the guest train. It just kind of blowing up again. I love it. I enjoy talking with these kids. They're great young adults, coming into their adulthood, going to play sports at the next level. So I'm excited.
Oh,
about that.
A little plug real quick. So Colt Sparks, dad, Cal, tagged me in a post, and I did not know this, and this is pretty stinking cool. I'm going to butcher these names, so just bear with me. Raham Olajuwon guarded his brother Abdullah Olajuwon during a Region 12 conference game between Kilgore College and Tyler Junior College. Hakeem Olajuwon's sons play at TJC and Kilgore College.
What?
Yeah. Did not know that.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome plug.
That's pretty neat. So
wow,
that's awesome for Mr. Cal to be thinking about us and kind of talk to us about that.
Speaking of that, next Friday we will be going to watch Colt play. So I'm excited about that. I've been seeing his stuff on Facebook since he's been playing. He looks like he could play some ball, so I'm excited to go watch him play. And Cade, we did not forget about you. We are going to come watch you play still. We're working out the details with that. And excited to go watch him play. Hopefully it'll be sooner than later.
Yeah.
And then, I wanted to say this. I appreciate all the sponsors, as always, continuing to work with us. Community, thank you all for showing up and hanging out with us every show, with all of our shows, On Time Sports and sorry in advance, Philly Sports. Y'all continue to show up every show and continue to support us, so we appreciate that. And again, don't forget to scan our QR code at the beginning or at the end of our podcast. And if you don't follow us on all of our socials, please go do that and keep up with what we got going on. And Derek, is there anything else you had?
Yeah, couple of NBA plugs here.
Yeah, for sure.
Rockets up 21 on the Nuggets.
Oh wow!
In the third quarter, the Knicks beat the 76ers in overtime. Raptors beat the Celtics. Grizzlies beat the Spurs.
Yeah, I know.
And it looks like the Mavs are fixing to lose to the Pelicans. I do want to ask a question. What is your take on the eligibility for the MVP type stuff?
For NBA?
NBA, yeah.
Well, for one, you got to play. Let's just start with that. You got to play.
But do you think that sitting out because of injury should not count against you?
If you're actually injured, depending...
Because I seen a thing today or yesterday that said Luka is now not eligible. Now, I'm not saying Luka's going to win the MVP, but say Luka ends up averaging a triple-double for the year and the Mavericks somehow get the number 2 seed. I'm just throwing this out there.
Yeah.
He can't win anything now because he has been hurt. I mean, it's not like he's resting because they played back-to-back or something like that. He's legitimately been hurt. I don't like that.
I think if you're out for a short period of time, yes. But if you're out for 2 months out of the whole season, that's a lot of games. So I mean,
something like that. Yeah.
Yes. What it is, I think there's a game limit on that. If you miss so many games,
you gotta play 60. I want to say you got to play 65 games of 82. That's 17 games you can miss.
That's tough. That's tough because if someone is legitimately hurt and they still can go and average triple-double and do all that and bring their team to the playoffs, I think they should still have an opportunity to win it. Yeah, man, it's tough, man. That's a tough thing to do because Luka's he's a generational player, man. It's not like we're talking about Kawhi Leonard who never plays, right? We're talking about someone that's played unless he's absolutely injured.
Kawhi Leonard. played one freaking game. Now I know they got the stuff going on out there, the fires and everything. But he played one game and then couldn't play no more because of the fire evacuation. Man, I don't know.
I hate that though. I hate that for Luka. I do.
Yeah, you got to play 65 games to be considered for the award.
Hey, the Heat is beating the Lakers, by the way. This started, though. Warriors are beating up on the Timberwolves, and, well, no one cares about the Jazz or the Hornets, but the Jazz are winning.
One more kind of little plug here. We've got so we're booked up the last 4 shows of the month. I mean, we've got somebody next Sunday, next Wednesday, and we're going to finish off the month with 2 really big interviews. So really excited about that. And I kind of told y'all that I've been working on some stuff. I actually got a guy reached back out to me yesterday. I didn't tell y'all this, but he's like I don't know what you classify him as, like a rehab doctor for professional athletes. Like on his Facebook page, he's with like Mariano Rivera. He's with where are we at here? Kevin Mitchell. Big name players. Daryl Dawkins. And he actually reached back out to me and told me to circle back to him next month. Because he's out of the country right now. About him coming on and talking with us. And so that's a whole different avenue that we could go as far as the doctor side of it. Also, the guy with the Baltimore Orioles reached back out to me literally while we were on stream. And I have a meeting with him Saturday. I don't know what time yet, but he said he's kind of been crazy getting everything ready for spring training about to kick off. And getting everybody lined out. So I'll be talking with him Saturday. Hopefully we can get a time hammered out with that. That'd be a super cool, especially for the Philly guys. I know they're big baseball guys, so that might be a Sunday type of thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be super exciting. Super exciting. Appreciate Derek for doing all that work, man. He puts in a lot of work into all that. So I personally appreciate you for doing that. That's huge news for Tired Sports, and I'm excited. I'm excited for all that.
But that's all I got. That is it.
All right, man. Well, everybody, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate Ashton for coming on and hanging out with us at the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
We'll keep up with him and see where his journey takes him. And if there's nothing else, we will see y'all Sunday at 7. And we will we'll talk about the Natty game on Monday. We'll recap the NFL games from the weekend, and we'll talk about probably some basketball stuff. And also we'll have another guest on. So we're excited for all that. And without further ado, we'll see y'all on Sunday.
Amen. Later, buddy.
Later.